Hey, first graders. I want you to think back several weeks ago to a story we read called A Place for Zero. Do you remember that one? It looked like this. Oop, there you go. A Place for Zero. Now, in this book, Zero was feeling sad because zero meant nothing. And when zero got added to a number, he learned that the number stayed the same. And so it worked really, really well to make more number ones rather than having to make the number ones from scratch. Okay, but zero doesn't change a number. We also learned when we were reading this story that another job zero has is to save a place for another number to come along. And that information will be really helpful for our math today. So let's look a little bit at why that is so important to know today, okay? So I'm going to show you my screen here. Okay, so here we are, and today we are going to get to make use of this side of our whiteboard. We've really only been using the back of it, but today this will be helpful as well. But first, let's just look here and let's do a little adding. We are going to be adding to the number 10 today. Okay, so we might do something like 10 plus 2. Now I know that I can use counting on because I have a 1, 2, or 3. So I could put 10 in a box and count on 2. 10 in the box, count 2 more. 10 in the box, count 2 more. 10, 11, 12. My sum is 12. Now I want you to look at the number 12. What numbers is it made out of? It starts with a 1 and ends with a 2. Now I want you to look back over here at our 10 and our 2. Our 10 starts with a 1 and ends with a 0. What did I just remind you? What the job is of 0? Sometimes its job is to hold a place until another number comes along. What number came along? 2. So our 1 stays and the 0 gets bumped out because another number came along. The 2 bumps out the 0. So we keep the 1 from the 10, and now we have 2 instead of a 0. One group of 10 and 2 more. That is what 12 means. One group of 10 and 2 more. Let's look at another one. If I have 4 plus 10, what will the sum be? I know that 0 can hold the place until another number shows up. So I still have my group of 10. That hasn't changed. But now my 4 can bump out the 0 and it becomes 14. 14 means a group of 10 and 4 more. Here's our group of 10. Here's 4 more. Let's look at the other numbers that we might be working with today. Okay. I'm just going to write for you some numbers. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Based on what we were just talking about, what do you think each of these numbers means? Okay, now we know 10 is made up of a group of 10, but if I have 10, then I would have to have nothing extra. One group of 10 and nothing extra. That is what it means. Here, what do we have? 11 is equal to, what's here? One group of 10 and 1 extra. That is what 11 means. What do you think 12 means? a group of 10, and 2 extras. One group of 10 and 2 extras. 13, a group of 10 and 3 extras. One group of 10 and 3 more. 14, we still have a group of 10 and we have 4 more. I'm going to divide this out so you can see it separated. What is 15? A group of 10 plus 5. What is 16? A group of 10, but along came 6 more, so it bumped out the 0. 17 is made out of a group of 10 plus how many? 7. The 7 bumped out the 0. The 0 was just waiting for another number to come along. What does 18 mean? A group of 10 and 8 more. The 0 was there holding the place until 8 came along. And 19 would be a group of 10 and 9 more. So that is what each of those numbers means, is it means that it had a group of 10 and we kept adding onto it, so the 0 went away. Okay, just as a challenge question, what do you think 20 means? We don't have one group of 10, instead we have a group of 10 and another group of 10. We have 2 groups of 10. 1 10 and 1 10 makes 2 10s. And we still have 0 extras. Okay, so 20 means 2 groups of 10. We could do this with any number. Okay, if you know that a 0 is holding a place for something else to come on, then you could even do something like 70 plus 3. 70 tells us we have 7 groups of 3, and then we don't have 0 anymore because the 3 came along and bumps it out. It would be 73. Okay, so as you are doing your math today, your job is to notice when you have a 0 and some 1s come to bump it out. Okay, the 1s are not going to bump out anything in the 10s place. We're working with a group of 10 and adding on extra 1s. So I told you today that we would be using this. How does this help us? Let me show you. Okay. So each time we see one of these sections, we know it takes us up to 10. So if I fill this whole thing up, I know I have 10. If I fill it up, I don't need to count each of those pieces. I can see it's full. I know I automatically already have 10. So if my math problem is asking me to do 10 plus 3, then I know this first section is full, plus 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13. The 3 bumped out the 0 and gave us the sum 13. Okay. If I have 10 plus 7, I know automatically I fill that up. I don't need to go count it one by one. Scoot this over a little bit. Okay, and I can just add 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't need to count up here because it's full. I can already see it's a whole group of 10. But then I see that I went across 1 row and 2 more, one row and 2 more, so it was 10 plus 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The 7 bumped out the 0, and we kept our whole group of 10. The whole group of 10 stayed, and the 7 bumped out the 0 to replace the 1s. We no longer have 0 extra 1s, we have 7, but it's not making another group of 10 yet. And of course, remember, you can add in any order. So if it says 4 plus 10, I still can see that I have a group of 10. So I can still fill in my 10 and know that it is right. There's my 10 and 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 0 is holding the spot. The 1s can bump it out. So we keep our group of 10, but now I have 4 1s. So my sum is 14. Okay. So as we are making groups of 10 and adding more 1s to it, remember those 1s bump out the 0. And so we have our group of 10 that stays there, but the 1s come out and get replaced with our new number of what we're adding to it. We bump out the 0 and make it into a new number. Think about these skills. Remember what we've practiced. I will put the story at the end if you want to listen to it again. But keep using those tools that you have in your box. Use your counters, use your 10 frames, and make this connection, and it will make the next math lesson even easier. Good luck and happy learning.